January 1st, January 2nd, 2017, I should say. I don't have a talk on rogue planets. 500 plus videos and not a single one that talks about rogue planets. So I'll go ahead and read this out and correct a lot of the misinterpretations of establishment astronomy. A rogue planet, also known as an interstellar planet, a nomad planet, a free-floating planet, an orphan planet, a wandering planet, or starless planet, is a planetary mass object that orbits the galaxy directly. Such objects have either been ejected from their planetary systems in which they formed, or have never been gravitationally bound to any star or brown dwarf. The Milky Way alone could have billions of rogue planets. Few things wrong about that. Planets and stars are the same thing. So saying a starless planet isn't saying anything. That's just a redundancy of a definition they never began to understand in the first place. The star cools and collapses and becomes the planet. They're the same fucking thing. So saying a starless planet, starless is a meaningless phrase. It's like the home house. It's just, you can say house or home by itself. You don't need to add more words in there now. So a lot of the redundancy is taken away with this theory. And then it says you needed these objects formed in a planetary system and then got ejected. Huge problem. First off, you didn't need to form in a planet with other planets to begin with. When a star is born, it's an individual object. It's rogue by itself to begin with. That's how all stars are born. They're born from incredibly powerful electromagnetic pinches in outer space. And they form all the material, pinches together in this outer space, and it begins shining and expanding, and then it cools and contracts and collapses in what's called the planet. So all of these, every single object you see is an independent structure. They're all rogue objects. The fact that they orbit each other now is just, well, obviously they're gonna be orbiting sometime with each other because the galaxy is mixing them all together. Of course they're gonna find stable orbits with one another, but they're all rogue objects, every single one of them. They're not related. And then it says, the Milky Way alone could have billions of rogue planets. Billions of rogue planets. I wonder why. Because planets are ancient stars. Of course there are billions of them. This is simple, stupid shit here. These astronomers, they don't get it. Some planetary mass objects are thought to have formed in a similar way to stars. No shit. Because they are old stars. And the IAU has proposed that these objects be called SubBrown Dwarfs. No, a SubBrown Dwarf is just one stage of stellar evolution. It's an older brown dwarf. It's lost some more mass and now it's less energetic as a full-grown brown dwarf, which radiates strongly in the infrared. Sitting here trying to classify objects based off of their stages of evolution, not realizing that they're all one and the same. A possible example is CHA 110913773444, or just CHA, I guess, which might have been ejected to become a rogue planet, otherwise formed on its own to become a SubBrown Dwarf. Recent observations of a very young free-floating planetary mass object, OTS-44, demonstrates that the processes that characterize the conical star-like mode of formation apply to isolated objects down to a few Jupiter masses. That right there is a telltale sign that they think that a planet doesn't form without a host star. Little do they know, the two objects don't even need to be orbiting each other. It says here, formation applied to isolated objects down to a few Jupiter masses. What they're saying is, you can have a singular object form as long as it's really, 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 really big. But if it's really, really small, like the Earth, then it had to have had something that it orbits. And this is just absurd. The Earth is an ancient star itself. It formed by itself. It's a very, very old star. It's many billions of years old. It didn't need the sun to form. That's ridiculous. The sun's just a young star. It adopted the Earth when it was moving through the galaxy, and it just adopted the rogue Earth, or maybe Earth was orbiting Jupiter at one point. Who knows? But anyways, I think that sums it up. You got to realize that these people, they don't know the very basics, and they'll ridicule you if you bring up something like this. Like, there was one individual that says, I don't know where he's from, either Australia or England, he says, give it up, you know, your ideas are ridiculous. So I just shadow banned him. It's easy to do that. You just, you know, click a button. I don't want to hear that shit. It doesn't matter anymore. It's too late. If you wanted to convince me that this isn't true, your window of opportunity was when I made the discovery and I was doubting it seriously. But now it's too late. I no longer doubt it because I can see through this shit now. It's like I have a different worldview already. It's too late. The train's already left the station. Alright, y'all. Take it easy.